Hello, concealers. Concealers can be such a challenge to find a product that works for you at any age, but especially it becomes more and more challenging as we are growing older. I know you know what I'm talking about. So I'm always on the hunt for a good concealer. And recently I found a couple that I wanted to share with you. So I thought what we would do today is sort of a concealer roundup. So without further ado, let's get right into my top three, bottom three concealers. Okay, before we get started, just for reference, my under eyes are 61 years old. I have fine lines, not so fine lines, that crepiness that is so difficult to deal with. My under eyes are very dry, as is the rest of my skin. So concealers are very challenging. And today I'm really specifically talking about concealers. I will not be including in this review my Pixi Peach Corrector, because this is a corrector, not a concealer. And I will also not be including my Garnier Anti-Dark Circle Rollerball, because this product defies categorization. So I just wanted to make sure you knew I still love these, I still use these, but I still like to have a concealer in my makeup inventory. So I'm going to start at the bottom of the bottom, and this is going to be a little bit of an unpopular opinion, and it is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This product has been so highly rated here on YouTube. Everybody seems to love it, and they all say it's great for mature skin. But for some reason, I have never been able to make that product work. And I don't even own it anymore, so I can't hold it up and show you. But I will put a picture up there. I first tried it 2 or 3 years ago. I have purchased it 2 or 3 times. I've tried it in different colors. I've tried it with different techniques. It always makes me look about 100 years old. I kid you not. So I thought, I was the only one. It must be me. Everybody loves it. What's wrong with me? Until a couple of weeks ago, I was watching a video that Lisa Monique Beauty was doing, and she was doing a video on concealer techniques, and she used 3 different concealers. One of them was Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. She could not get it to work for her, and I was so relieved to know I wasn't the only one. So if you love Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, that's awesome, because so many people do, and I wish it worked for me, but it does not. So the bottom of the bottom is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. And I will link Lisa Monique Beauty's video below so that you can see the concealer in action, because like I said, I don't have it here to show you. And by the way, all the products that I am talking about today will be listed and linked in the description box below, as will all the makeup that I'm wearing. I have a very sheer, lightweight BB cream on today. And I'm sure I'm looking glowy, and I will be looking glowier and glowier as we get through this video, because we are on about day 8 of like 98-degree weather here in Minnesota. And while I film, I do turn my air conditioner off because of the noise. So, all right, the second of the bottom 3 is a concealer by Catrice. I really like the Catrice makeup line. They have some really high quality products. This is the Catrice Camouflage. I'm going to have to put my glasses on. Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer 12-Hour Wear. I purchased this in preparation for a drugstore get ready with me. I should have known better, because the warning signs are high coverage, lasts 12 hours. The problem with this is it is very matte and very full coverage, and it made my under eyes just look old. I know you've been there, right? I am going to keep this, though. I'm not going to declutter it, because it can be a really nice, effective eyelid primer prior to eyeshadow. I do like a more matte, high coverage concealer as an eyelid primer, so I'm going to save this for that. But this did not work for me as a concealer at all. Now, I only have a few concealers to show you, and after we get through talking about most of them, I will swatch all of them on my arm to show you the different color variations between these concealers. Then the last of the bottom 3 is, and I'm really sad about this because I love so many e.l.f. products, and I really had high hopes for this. Another concealer I bought for a drugstore get ready with me, and this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. The consistency of this is so hydrating and so creamy. It's just a little bit too full coverage for me, and I've tried it many different ways. I've tried just applying a very tiny little bit. A lot of people absolutely love this, but it just is a little bit too heavy coverage. It's a little bit too glowy. It just seems to accentuate lines, wrinkles, and crepiness. And also, side note, I try not to use any powder under my eyes. So this might work for you if you do use powder under your eyes, but I try not to, because powder is another story under the eyes. I really try to avoid powder under my eyes at all costs. Sometimes I'll use a very light touch of a finishing powder, but in general, I really am looking for a concealer that does not need to be powdered down. And this e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer probably would benefit from some powder. I am hanging on to this too because, like I said, it just has a beautiful creamy consistency. And I do find it sort of lovely as a concealer on my face, around my nose, little age spots. I don't know if you can really see anything. So I'm hanging on to this for use on my face, but I cannot make it work for my under eyes. So those are my bottom three. Again, the sort of common theme for concealers that do not work under my eyes: if it's too high coverage, if it's too glowy, or if it's too matte. Okay. Now the top three, conversely, they're light to medium coverage. They have a satin skin-like finish, and they're lovely. And two of these are brand new to me. Third from the top is a classic, and it is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I love this. Nice doe foot applicator. It is lightweight. It blends very, very, very easily. It has a satin skin-like finish. It does not go into lines and wrinkles. It does not crease on me. I do not need to powder it. It's very natural looking. You can use it even when you're not wearing foundation. Again, and I think that's why I like a light to medium coverage concealer, is because I usually at most use a light to medium coverage foundation, although top two are actually a tie. And I have one on each eye. And the first one is the Neutrogena Hydra Boost. Now this is a shock because this is actually a stick concealer. And I thought my days of using a stick concealer were over. But this has that nice little hydrating core in the center of it. It's a lovely concealer. I first heard about this. Actually, Kimberly made me buy this. Kimberly, who has the channel Pretty Over 50, has been talking about this quite a bit lately. And because she and I are the same age and have some of the same issues, I thought I would give it a try, and I really like it. It is very easy to blend, all the same things. It does not settle into lines or wrinkles. It does not require powder. It has nice light to medium coverage. It's nice under the eyes. It's nice as a spot concealer. I have been enjoying this. I have it on my left eye today. Today I'm not wearing any corrector and I'm not wearing any Garnier, but I have the Neutrogena on my left eye, and the right eye is the next concealer, and then I will show you a little bit of a close-up. So like I said, this is new. I've only had it about a month. I'm enjoying it. It's drugstore. It's really, really good. And Kimberly's the only person I've heard talk about this, so I'm really glad I bought it. Thank you, Kimberly, for the heads up. This is a great concealer. And then the other concealer that I recently purchased, again, on advice of a YouTuber, a younger gal here on YouTube. Her name is Amanda Z. I will link her review of this down below. Anyway, it is the Kosas Revealer Concealer. I really wanted to pick this up during the Sephora sale, but they were out of stock. This is a clean beauty at Sephora. Here are the stats on it. It has caffeine and pink algae, which is supposed to be brightening. It has arnica and vitamin B5, which is panthenol, which is supposed to be smoothing and soothing. And then it has peptides and hyaluronic acid, which is supposed to be plumping. All good things. So this is sort of a combination of skincare and concealer. Now, there is one challenge with this concealer, and it is the shades. Now, they have a lot of shades, but so many of them are very, very yellow. So I had a really hard time finding a shade that was right for me. I actually went in store even though they were out of stock, and I wanted to get color matched. So she color matched me to a 3. Great. And then by the time I went to order it, I couldn't find my little piece of paper where I wrote down 3. So I ordered 3.5. That was way too yellow, way too dark. Found my piece of paper, returned the 3.5, got the 3. I still found the 3 to be too yellow. So I returned 3. I picked up the 2.5. This, I think, is perfect. I might still try the 2, but I think this is a really good shade for me right now. Like I said, I will be showing you swatches of all these on my arm in just a moment. But before that, I do want to show you a little bit of a close-up of the Kosas Revealer Concealer is on this side, and the Neutrogena is on this side. I have no corrector on and no Garnier Anti-Dark Circle Rollerball. So I'm going to get up close and personal. Here is the Kosas Revealer Concealer. And here is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. Now, like I said, I did not use any corrector, and normally I would use a corrector, or at least most of the time I do use a corrector. But I think both of these did a really nice job, you know, just reducing the darkness. I did not use any powder, and they both have a skin-like finish. They're not too matte, they're not too glossy. I really like both of them. Okay, so those are my bottom 3 and my top 3 now. All right, let's get to the swatches so you can see these colors in action. This is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage. That is in the color 018 Light Biscuit. Here is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. That is in the color Light Peach. This one is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is in the color 10 Fair Clair. Here is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. This is in the color 2 Light. And this is the Kosas Revealer Concealer in the color 2.5. Doesn't seem like that's showing up. Can you see that? I think that you can see that the Catrice is pretty neutral. Of course, the e.l.f. is peachy. It does say it's the color Light Peach. The Maybelline Fit Me is a little bit pinky in tone. The Neutrogena is pretty neutral, maybe a little bit peachy. And then there is the Kosas, and I don't think 2.5 is yellow. It's not yellow on me. If you are very, very fair, very, very cool, it still might look yellow on you. I would really recommend, if you're interested in the Kosas, going in and getting color match, because the color matching on the Kosas can be very, very challenging. All right, in summary, bottom 3 concealers for me. Maybelline Instant Age Rewind is a fail. If it works for you, I'm so jealous because it is a very affordable, highly rated concealer. Catrice 24-hour full coverage concealer does not work for me, but I will be using it as an eyelid primer. e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer does not work under my eyes, but might be able to work on my face. Those are my bottom 3. And the consistent theme, and the reason those 3 did not work for me, is they're either too full coverage, too glowy, or too matte. Okay, top 3. So I had a Maybelline on the bottom, but I also had a Maybelline on the top. This Fit Me concealer is a wonderful concealer. It is light, medium coverage, very natural looking. I love it. It's a classic. And my 2 new ones I'm so excited about: Neutrogena Hydro Boost, thank you Kimberly, and Kosas Revealer Concealer, thank you Amanda Z. All right, I hope you enjoyed this little roundup of my top 3, bottom 3 concealers. And if you did, I would really love it if you would throw this video a thumbs up. That really does help support my channel, and I very, very much appreciate it. And please, if you have a concealer that you love and works for you, or a concealer that doesn't work for you, leave it in the comment box, because we can all learn so much from each other. And with all that being said, I hope you have a beautiful day and a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you in my video next Sunday. Thank you. Bye. Maybelline Anti-Dark Circle. No. Maybelline. Oh shoot, what is it called? It's just that I do usually try to, okay, I'm not going to say that. Let's do this again. All right, let's get, that's Bosley. Theme is either they're too full coverage or too glory. All right, okay. Just one more time. Why is it so hard for me to finish videos?